Third weekend of the RS Tera North training in Port de Norwich in Wales. Great venue, great conditions, great wind. We really pushed on clean lanes, starting strategies, line bias, and basically how to get that boat moving on the start line. Let's have a little recap of what we did over the weekend. Okay, so first off, concentrating on a clean lane, on a start line, and getting that clean air on the first beat. Here we have the footage of the Ice Surf Worlds in the laser class, and as you can see, pretty much all the boats here, almost in a straight line, all in clean lanes, bar a couple at the top end next to the committee boat. What we can see is the boats carry on. They're either using a low mode, high mode, or VMG mode. And the couple of boats at the top that are actually stuck in dirty air, if you watch, when we move the footage on, you can see them actually drifting behind. But the guys that are in clean lanes stay in line and stay at a constant speed. So here we move the footage on, and you can actually see the boats and the lasers there, they've had to tack off, or they've actually ended up further back behind the other boats, whereas the rest of the fleet have actually stayed pretty much in a straight line, just because they ever use the high mode, low mode, or VMG mode to keep the boat moving and keep the best lane they can. Okay, the squad here practicing lane holding, or looking like they've got clean lanes, either going in high mode or low mode to make sure that lane's clean. If you look at the Tera on the left there, very much in low mode, and then the Tera to windward here, very much in high mode, working hard to keep a clean lane. Pressure going through the sails as possible. Okay, line bias. The question is it always best to start the bias on the line? Well, there's loads of factors that we can take into account, like clean air, clean lane, how many boats are on the end of the line, and how much distance do I gain by starting at that bias end? Well, let's have a look at this diagram and see if we can put it together. So the line here is 5 boat lengths long. Now Tera is just under 3 meters. So the length of the line is round about 15 meters in this diagram. That's not a lot, that's not a very big line. And you've got 2 start lines, you've got a green and a red. The green line obviously is slightly more port bias, around about 25 degrees from the committee boat. And then we've got another line, the red line, which is looking at only a 5 degree sort of advantage. Now, what does that mean to us in boat lengths? How many boat lengths will I get by starting on the port end, and how many will I lose by starting at the starboard end? Well, the answer is in the red start. Okay, if you start at the port end, you will be 2 boat lengths in sailing terms ahead of a boat that starts at the starboard end. Now that's not a lot. We're still looking at a port bias line. But actually, 2 boat lengths, you get a good tack in some clean air, and you can easily make that up in a Tera. However, on the green start there, when it's even slightly more port bias, you're looking at, on a small line, of getting a 3 boat length advantage by starting at the port bias end, which is quite a lot. That's a good advantage. The only disadvantage to that is that everyone else will know it's port bias and might be going for that spot on the line. So there's a lot of things we need to think about when it comes to line bias, like our upwind strategy. Can we get clean air off the line, and can we get that clean lane? But don't always think, because the line's biased to port, we should always be starting on the port end, because sometimes if you look at the red start, it is port bias, but it's not a huge advantage by starting off on the port end. Here we look at starting strategies and defending our gap to leeward. Because essentially that's what we want. We want a gap to leeward to accelerate into before the start line. So how can we keep that red boat from interfering with us? Well, what we do is we sail up to leeward of it and sail as close as possible without infringing on the boat. We keep that boat there just with our sails flapping, waiting till we're ready to accelerate to leeward off to the start. Once we're happy, we're then going to bear away to leeward, trigger pull off the line and hit that line at full speed. And by keeping that boat as close as we can to them, there's no way that red boat can move, and we've controlled the start line. Okay, again, here we are in the blue boat on port tack, coming in to the start line. We want to control the situation here. We want to control that red boat. So what we do is we sail in, aim for the rudder, and look at doing a stop tack and bringing our boat onto starboard, but as close as possible without infringing on the red boat and the winged boat. They have to keep clear, so what we're doing is we're pinning them there so we're ready to trigger pull, bear away and go for the start. Okay, what happens if we're in the red boat and we're trying to defend our gap to leeward? What we can do as the blue boat is approaching in on port, we know they're going to try and do a stop tack, so we actually bear away, let our sail out as much as possible, creating as much room as we can, and hopefully that'll send them behind us because we're on starboard tack. They have to keep out of the way of us. Once they've gone behind us, as soon as that happens, we let our sail out, slow the boat down, and again wait on the line till we're ready to trigger pull, bear away and shoot off that line and hit the line at full speed. Okay, starting tactics. Boats coming in on port, boats coming in on starboard. We've got Theon in 1316 and Ailish in 2879 with James behind at 1452. What can Theon do to stop Ailish coming in? Well, she could bear away, let her sail out, and hopefully Ailish will sail behind her. Doesn't happen in this occasion, so what Ailish has done, she's tacked on starboard and she's trying to control Theon. The only thing she hasn't noticed is James behind her, who is doing exactly the same thing to both the boats now. And James, at the moment, is in a great position. All he needs to do is bear away, sail for the line, and sail off in clean. Okay, here we have Fleur and John on starboard tack. Fleur the windward boat, John the leeward boat. Both sailing, looking to get into clean lanes. Both sailing very different modes. John's gone for high mode, try and get as much, give Fleur as much dirty air and try and slow her down as much as possible, even trying to get her to tack. Fleur realises this, tacks into a clean lane, and then John can tack to go across to the right hand side of the course. As you can see, both now have clean lanes. John's went into low mode but then decides to go into a high mode to keep in that lane and keep the clean air going through to the buoy. Okay, that's about it from me. Great weekend. Thank you all for coming. We'll see you in a few weeks at Derwent. Remember that you do have a little bit of homework to do. Read through the sailing instructions, figure out the important points, write them down, and we'll check them out when we get to Derwent. See you in a few weeks.